Hey guys, now we're gonna do the Tippmann Cronus basically cleaning and maintenance video on the Tippmann Cronus. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to have your 1/8 Allen wrench ready so that you can unscrew all the Allen wrenches, and you're gonna want to have a Phillips head out screwdriver for one individual screw. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to this video. Basically, I'm gonna open up the marker. I'm gonna show you that you got basically 6 small screws, and those 6 small screws are across the across the rails. You got your top rail and your bottom rail, and you have 4 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then you have 4 big screws, and those are going to be across your grip and right across next to the safety and the velocity changer. So basically, you're going to have one in the back over here, you're going to have one on your bottom of your grip, you're going to have one right by the top of your grip underneath the name Cronus, you're going to have one right across right here in the middle of the gun, not next to any of the rails, so you can tell them apart. And yeah, so I'm just going to unscrew these, and then I'll see you guys after the cut. Welcome back, guys, and I'm up to the last screw now. Basically, these are your bigger ones right here, these are your smaller ones right here. Gonna let you see the difference. Let them fly around a little bit. Alright, now I'm unscrewing the last one, and I just want to say that one of these, I don't remember which one of the bigger ones right here in the back, that was very oily. Not sure if it came like that or because this one wasn't cleaned yet. I'm gonna have to clean it and everything. So yeah, guys. Alright, that's the last one. Now this is if this is your first time opening it up, it's gonna be more difficult to get the screws out because they're factory tightened and maybe done by machine. And also that you may want to know that the ones in the back you can easily poke out on your top and bottom rails right there. Also over here, just poke them out through the back. So yeah, guys, that's all of your Allen screws. You're gonna have one more screw which you're gonna have to do, and this one requires your Phillips head. So basically, it's right down here. All you got to do is take your Phillips head screwdriver, and hopefully I'm doing this the right way. Always get mixed up with these things. Yes, I am. Okay. Alright, it is a small one. There is a difference. I'm just going to keep this one on the side. So basically, you want to keep these organized and just remember where each one goes. So yeah, guys, once you do that, you're just going to want to very carefully lift off the top of this marker, because there are 2 springs that you want to be very careful about. Before we actually open it up, we have one more thing which we got to do, which is basically take off this little black piece from your cocking handle, because this will actually block your clamshell. Put that off to the side as well. So yeah, guys, very carefully you want to lift this baby up. Just do it piece by piece at the beginning. Well, okay, that was a little too exciting. Let's just see. Okay, I see both springs. This one, guys, is not intact. Just gonna try to pick it up, show you guys. See how it's not intact? So you gotta be very careful, guys. Alright, so we had a few technical difficulties. Basically, this part that links the trigger back to your rear bolt was a little bit loose. It was over here, if you guys remember. I had to cut that out of the video. Sorry about that. Put that back in, and everything's back in place. This is how the inside of your Tippmann Cronus should work. I'm just gonna pick it up, show you guys. I know that my camera's sideways. It's just the way how I have it right now. Hopefully I'll make some money and really get a better camera with a stand and everything. Let's go ahead, clean this bad boy. So, first thing that you're going to want to do is look at all your recognized parts. You're going to have your rear bolt, you're going to have your barrel adapter, your front bolt, and your linkage arm, and of course your trigger assembly. So, basically the first thing that you're going to want to do is just really turn this to the side. You're going to want to just turn your rear bolt to the side and pick up your linkage arm. It's going to go nicely right there. This piece is prying off. This piece basically holds your paintballs in place. A funny story about it is that basically the first time I saw this, I thought it was like garbage. when the first time I opened my gun, and I just threw it away. I had to buy a new one. Long story, this is not my gun. I learned from that mistake. It was my first Tippmann 98. Basically, now we can pick up our barrel adapter. It slides right off there. This is your A5 thread barrel adapter. Also very oily. This is going to be your front bolt. This is, I'm not even sure if this is metal. This feels like plastic. Your main gun valve assembly. And this is not going to move because it's connected to where your tank goes in. You don't want to move that. You could, of course, clean this, which we're going to do soon. And you got your rear bolt and basically just your spring and everything. So, what I'm going to do is basically push this in against the spring and then pry it off like that. And you don't want to lose any pieces, guys. This is very oily. Wow. It was very humid weather when he played, so I can understand. You don't want to take these two pieces out. This one's going to go right inside there, inside your front bolt. This one's going to be your, basically your bolt cocker piece. And this is probably going to be the heaviest part of your gun, except for the actual valve. So you want to just set all that off to the side right now. Then you can just pick up your rear right here. Kind of looks like a magnum clip. Put it right there. You're going to have your one and only O-ring, which is going to go on the spring, just so that when the rear bolt hits this part, it doesn't damage it in any way. Just softens up the impact. And you're going to have your spring and your little rod over here. It's basically all the parts that you're going to need to clean and look at. Now we got our nice oil, which came with your Tippmann Cronus, hopefully. Your lubricant mineral oil. Basically, you're just going to want to peel this part off. Be very gentle. You don't want it to explode or anything. You want to keep as much as you can. After you use this bag, which is only going to be for one-time use, you don't have to use it all, guys. Don't go ahead and think, oh, they gave me one bag, so I got to use all that. This comes for all markers. Usually there's going to be plenty left over. So you may want to buy your oil for your next time already. You can pour this in. Basically, you're going to have plenty extra. So, first thing you want to do is basically clean off this front part over here. Alright, you just want to really dab it around here. Alright, you may have to squeeze a little bit on the bag. Once you dab it around, you just want to really rub it like it's a baby's stomach. And just get the whole thing nice and shiny. You don't really have to do your entire valve over here. I'm not going to do that. If you want, you could do your trigger spring, everything over here. I would recommend it. Makes it go a little bit quicker. Nothing breaks. Everything's nice and quick and snappy. It's the way you like it. Next, we're going to do this part. You want to do the outside of the here. This is going to be your front bolt. Kind of very light plastic kind of thing. You want to just do it first because you can't get the back side of it right here, which is kind of annoying. I want to really oil this side. You may want to take the whole thing out of your gun. This is just going to be a quick video, even though it is probably going to be pretty long. You just want to oil that whole thing nicely. Try to make sure there's no dirt or anything on it. Not too much, guys, especially not in one area. Can really mess you up. Don't forget to do the front and the back. And you're going to have one O-ring over here, guys. In case that's chipped, you'll have to replace it. Basically, go ahead and slide your front bolt back on. Next, we're going to do the rear bolt. Basically, we're going to have to oil the whole thing. And make sure it's nice and smooth. Not too smooth, or else you're just going to slip. Whatever. You just want it to be a little bit slippery, not too much now. You're going to have this O-ring in the back. You're going to want to replace that if it's chipped anywhere. This one looks good. And then what you got to do is basically put these two plastic part back in. And you will have to line up the holes. So you got this one big hole over here. You got this one big hole over here. You just want to slide them in there together. And then you're going to have this piece, which is also going to have a hole. This is going to be for your spring and everything over here. Just want to line that hole up and everything. too much right now, too much. Slide that right back into place nicely. Alright, now basically what you're going to want to do next is set this nicely in there. Remember, this is where you took that rubber piece off. Rubber piece is right here. Next, what you're going to want to do is lube this part for your spring so that it doesn't get stuck on the metal piece. Shouldn't take too much oil. Just really rub it around there. Alright, once that's nicely oiled and everything, put your spring back on. Doesn't make a difference which way, really. And slide it right in there. Alright, once you do that, all that you really want to do is take your O-ring. Don't forget your O-ring, guys. Put that on. And then put your... Remember, you're going to have to use a little bit of pressure here. Of course, you're going against spring. And just push it nicely in place. You can turn it. Make sure it's nicely in there. You're going to want... how do I really show you guys which is the right hole? I'm going to take it back out. You have the top hole up here, and basically that's the one you're going to want to have on the top of your gun. Top hole over here, top of your gun. Alright, let's go ahead and put that in there. Alright, now what you're going to have is your barrel adapter. You don't really have to oil that at all. Just go ahead, make sure that the hole over here is sticking to the top. What you're going to want to have is your detent. You're going to want to have the smaller side facing the back of the gun, so you're going to want to have this way going that way, this way going that way. So you have the part that's going that, like bigger, facing where the ball is going to come out. Once you do that, I'm going to make sure everything's nicely in place. So finally we're going to put on the linkage arm. So take your front bolt, make sure, alright, you want to make sure that this black piece is on the back side. Alright, make sure it's on the back side. So you may have to put it inside of this and then slide it on. Or take this off altogether, that also works, I guess. Once you have the linkage arm there and everything, all you gotta do is put it on. So, what you could do is put it on this end first, then turn it back, and then you want to get it in the right place. So you may have to move it around a little bit, do some maneuvers. Once you get it in there, you want to make sure that it pushes in, pushes out. Want to make sure of all that. Make sure its oil isn't leaking or anything. Alright, once you have it like this, all that you got to do now, this is how the inside of your gun should look, guys. Just like that. Alright. So all you got to do now is put your clamshell back on. And screw all the pieces back into place so that you know it's in the... In order to know that it's in the right position, your safety should move back and forth. And you may want to just cock it once. Test it, that way you know everything is going to work. Then you may want to open it back up, make sure everything's in the right place again. Okay guys, so I finally put back together the Cronus, all the screws and everything in place. And safety. Okay, works perfectly. Love that sound. It sounds a lot better with HPA or CO2, whichever one you use. Of course in the gun. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed this good take apart, put together cleaning video of the Tippmann Cronus. And if you guys want, you can check out my review on the Cronus and another video which will be on screen. And don't forget to subscribe for more paintball guns, basically take apart, put back together. Gonna do a Tippmann X7 Phenom video soon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a Tippmann 98 video, maybe not, but there's just so many of them. And yeah, please subscribe, like, comment, tell me anything that you want to see in the future. I plan to do a shooting video, so stay tuned for that one. And yeah, just like, share, everything. Make sure your friends see this. Till next time, guys.